Let me tell you something that might just shift your life. Self-doubt is not who you are. It's a habit you've learned. You weren't born doubting yourself. You didn't come into this world second, guessing every move, every word, every dream. That voice of hesitation, that inner critic, it was installed. And if it was installed, it can be uninstalled. Confidence isn't something you're born with or without. It's built, it's trained, it's forged in the fire of repetition, action, and belief. But here's the kicker, you don't get confidence before you take action. You get it because you take action, so let's get real. You want to replace self-doubt? Then stop waiting for perfect timing. Stop waiting until you feel ready. Confidence doesn't wait for comfort. It doesn't wait for the world to approve of you. Confidence is built the moment you decide that your vision, your purpose, your mission are more important than your fear. Here's the truth, every time you hesitate to speak up, every time you let fear hold the pen instead of you, you reinforce self-doubt. But every time you act in spite of that fear, even if your voice shakes, even if your hands tremble, you teach your brain that you are in control. And the more you teach it, the more it learns. That's how confidence is born. Confidence is a muscle. You train it by showing up. You train it by doing the things that scare you. You train it by making promises to yourself and keeping them. That's where power comes from, not in achieving some massive goal, but in proving to yourself that your word means something. Confidence is self-trust, built brick by brick. Some of you are trapped in the past. Stuck in the stories others gave you. You're not smart enough. You'll never make it. You're too much. Well, guess what? Those were never your words. You inherited them. Now it's time to return them. You don't have to live by someone else's script. Write your own. You want unshakable confidence? Then stop asking for permission. Stop waiting for the world to tell you it's okay to be powerful. Start acting like the person you want to become. Show up as them now. You've got one life, one shot. Don't spend it in the shadows of your own potential. Step into the light. Own who you are, and know this, you are not your fear, you are not your doubt. You are the force that overcomes them. Now stand up, speak up, and go build the life you were born for. Most people believe they need to feel confident before they take action. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect mindset, or the perfect circumstances before they move. But that belief is a lie. The truth is, confidence doesn't come before action. It's the result of it. You don't build confidence by sitting around and thinking about it. You build it by doing the very thing you're afraid of. That's the secret. Confidence is not a prerequisite, it's a reward. Think about a time you accomplished something hard. Maybe it was speaking in front of a group, trying something new, asking for an opportunity, or stepping into unfamiliar territory. You were probably nervous, you didn't feel ready, but you did it anyway, and what happened after? You felt stronger, you felt proud, you gained something you couldn't get by thinking alone, you gained real, earned confidence. Not the fake, fluffy kind that comes from reading quotes or watching videos, but the kind that comes from showing yourself what you're capable of. Too many people are stuck in paralysis, waiting to feel good before they act. But emotions are followers, not leaders. If you want to feel differently, you must act differently. That's how you shift your state. When you move your body, when you change your focus, when you engage in motion, you spark new energy. And that energy breeds confidence. It's not a theory, it's how the nervous system works. Your brain doesn't know the difference between real courage and practiced courage. It only knows repetition and experience. So the more you step up, the more your brain learns that discomfort doesn't kill you. And that's where your power starts to grow. Every small action matters. Every time you lean into fear, even just a little, you're casting a vote for the version of yourself you want to become. And those votes stack up. They become evidence. Confidence is nothing more than accumulated evidence that you can handle what life throws at you. It's not about never being afraid. It's about learning that fear isn't the enemy, it's the gateway. You just need to walk through it enough times until it becomes familiar. You can read all the books in the world, listen to all the motivational speeches, and gather all the information. But until you move, none of it matters. Confidence is built in the arena. It's built in the uncomfortable, uncertain moments where most people hesitate. but you choose to act. That's where the real transformation begins, not in your head, but in your habits. Not in your feelings, but in your follow-through. So if you want to replace self-doubt with unshakable confidence, stop waiting to feel ready. Start by doing, move forward while you're scared, and soon that fear will shrink, and your confidence will rise to meet you. Self-doubt is not something you were born with, it's something you picked up along the way. It was shaped by your environment, your past experiences, and the words of others who may not have understood your potential. Somewhere along the line, someone told you that you weren't enough. Maybe they said you weren't smart enough, strong enough, talented enough, or worthy enough, and you believed it. You internalized their limitations as your truth. But here's the reality, those were never your thoughts. They were planted in your mind by fear, rejection, failure, or someone else's insecurity. And if they were planted, they can be uprooted. Too often, people mistake self-doubt for identity. They think, this is just who I am, I'm not confident, I've always been like this. But that's simply not true. You weren't born questioning yourself. Watch a child dance, create, or speak their mind. They do it with zero hesitation. That raw confidence is natural. What's unnatural is the layers of doubt and fear we collect over time, and the longer we hold onto those layers, the more they begin to feel like truth, but they're not truth, they're programming. And the beautiful thing about programming is that it can be rewritten. You have the power to question the beliefs that no longer serve you. You have the ability to challenge the voice in your head that says you can't. That voice isn't wise, it's scared. It's trying to protect you from pain, embarrassment, or failure. But in doing so, it's also protecting you from growth, opportunity, and greatness. Replacing self-doubt doesn't start with shouting affirmations in the mirror. It starts with awareness. You have to recognize when those thoughts show up and remind yourself that you don't have to obey them. Confidence isn't pretending to be fearless. It's learning to hear that voice of doubt and choosing not to give it power. It's saying, yes, I hear you, but I'm moving anyway. And the more you do that, the more you start to separate yourself from the doubt. You start to realize that it's not you, it's a thought, just one of thousands that pass through your mind every day. And thoughts can be reshaped, reframed, replaced. You can feed your doubt or you can feed your confidence, but you can't feed both at the same time. So be intentional about what you consume, who you surround yourself with, the conversations you entertain, the thoughts you reinforce. Confidence is built not just by what you do, but by what you allow yourself to believe. You are not broken. You are not lacking. You don't need to be fixed. You need to be freed. Freed from the lies, the labels, and the limitations you've outgrown. When you understand that self-doubt is a habit, not your identity, you can finally let go of it. And in its place, you can plant something new: belief, courage, certainty. That's where unshakable confidence begins. Confidence isn't built in a single moment of glory. It's crafted through small, consistent actions over time. It's created through the discipline of showing up for yourself, especially when no one's watching. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, no matter how small, you reinforce self-trust. And that self-trust is the true foundation of unshakable confidence. When you know deep down that you will follow through, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient, you begin to operate with a quiet power that no one can take from you. Think of it this way: when someone repeatedly lies to you, your trust in them disappears. You begin to doubt their words, their intentions, and their reliability. The same thing happens internally. Every time you say you're going to do something, wake up early, start that project, speak your truth, but don't follow through, you chip away at your own trust. You teach your mind that your word doesn't mean much, and when that self-trust erodes, confidence follows. But when you consistently follow through, even on the smallest commitments, your confidence begins to rise. You start to feel grounded, solid. You begin to believe in your own reliability. People often associate confidence with bold actions or loud energy, but true confidence can be quiet and calm. It's knowing that no matter what happens, you will figure it out. It's having faith in your ability to adapt, grow, and keep moving. That kind of confidence is earned through repetition, through late nights where you choose growth over comfort, through moments when you feel fear but act anyway, through days when you feel tired but show up regardless. Every time you do that, you cast a vote for the strongest version of yourself. Confidence doesn't demand perfection. It demands consistency. You will mess up. You will fall short, but what matters is what you do next. Will you make excuses, or will you get back up? The people who walk through life with true confidence aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who refuse to stay down. They've trained themselves to rise. They've proven to themselves, again and again, that they are capable of facing discomfort and uncertainty. That's where their power comes from, and that power is available to you. Start small, start now, set one promise today and keep it, then do it again tomorrow. Build momentum, stack wins, let your own integrity become your anchor. Over time, you'll notice the shift. You'll stop needing external validation because you'll have internal certainty. And that certainty, built on effort, discipline, and self-respect, is what transforms self-doubt into unshakable confidence.